Hey everybody, welcome to the video. This isn't like another episode of say Tyrannics. This is just a chewing the fat episode, which is basically I'm just gonna break down and tell you why I've been MIA for past couple months, really. So uh, I wasn't gonna play Boss Hog because he's actually parked out in front of Konia, getting some XP, almost level 52, and I've already shown that quite a bit. So I didn't want to just stay there, right? And I hadn't played this guy in a while, so I figured, why the hell not? Why not just play this guy? This is really just a little visual stuff to see, as I talk. Looks like there's quite a few people here. Well, not a lot, but enough to where camping spots is a little bit of a challenge to find. So basically, what happened was I moved um, into one of my rental properties. I have a few rental properties, and so what happened was a few months. The tenant I had tenants in one of my properties, and the one that we were going to move into, their lease was up at the end of August. And I told the property management company who's managing my properties that I'm going to be taking over the property. Don't renew their lease because we'll be moving. I lived in Austin area, just actually a town just outside of Austin. And the reason we're moving is because Austin has grown quite a bit, and all the out-of-staters moving there, the prices have just skyrocketed. Even my house that I had outside of Austin was the property taxes shot up. I mean, it's just gotten stupid expensive to be there anymore. So decided to leave. One of the reasons why we decided to leave. Also, since Austin's grown so much uh, and gotten so expensive, the surrounding towns have started um, building lots of houses and subdivisions to accommodate for all like the out-of-staters moving in and what have you. And the town I was in, they didn't update their infrastructure for that. For instance, there was only one road going in and out of the town, which was it was a highway. It's a two-lane highway, two lanes for both sides. It was absolutely ridiculous. It could take you 30 minutes just to get to your first light after you left the subdivision. It was that bad. Um, but what happened was, like in Austin, they've raised the property taxes so much, and it was all around the area too, even my town. But a quick, for instance, is like the east side of Austin. Is the older part of Austin is a lower income, so to speak, and I guess I don't I don't know how they who came up with it, but basically what they did was they made it to where they raised the property taxes so much that the people who actually they lived in those houses forever, and they've owned those houses forever, they couldn't afford the property taxes, and they were driven out of East Austin. And uh, people came in with out of state money and bought up the properties, and they started gentrifying it and all that. Um, a lot of them had that were in East Austin moved into my town, and those prices got driven up as well. So it was just it's a cluster. In fact, I remember seeing a news article or a news story on TV where this lady had a house in an area that I was actually going to buy in many years ago. Uh, that she had to have two full-time jobs to pay for the property tax that's gone up so much, which is it's just absolutely ridiculous. Having to have two full-time jobs to pay for a property tax. I mean, it kind of sucks. It's like, when you own a house, you don't actually own the house because you still have to pay the land property taxes. I think that's kind of crap, but I mean, it is what it is. I might, by the way, guys, I might be switching to different characters through this video. Oh crap, I'm almost dead, and Yeah, I might be switching to different characters. I don't know if I just want to stay on this character or not. It all depends. But regardless, I digress. Another reason why I wanted to leave the town I was in is because I have family that's getting older, and I live quite a ways away from my hometown, which is where everybody's at for the most part. And so it's nice to be, if something happens, to be able to just pop over there pretty fast as opposed to being like, a long drive. And I just, it's not, Austin wasn't the same town it used to be many years ago when I first moved to Austin and such back in the mid to late 90s and even the early and mid 2000s. It's changed so much. So it was just time to go. It was just time to go. I've done it all. I did back in the day, did the clubbing, what Austin was pretty popular for was the club scene or the bars and what have you. I already did all that. I'm gotten all that out of my system. So it's time for me to move. And so, like I said, I told the property management company I'd be taking over one of the properties to live in, and the tenant's lease was up at the end of August. And so what the company told me was that it would take a couple days to get somebody out here to assess any damage done, and in like a day or two, fix damages as well, and then after that, send a cleaning crew out. So everything should be all said and done within, a week, 7 days. And I'm thinking, okay, that's great. That gives me a timeline, you know. So we were selling the house and that we were currently living in, and the closing date for that was going to be the 18th of September. And we already had scheduled that movers were going to come in and move the majority of our things on the 14th. So that's 2 weeks into September. So that should be a week for them to hand the property back over to me, and a week for us to kind of get stuff sorted out so that we could have before our stuff moves in. Well, I came into the property, I would say four, 4 or 5 days after the first, and nothing has been done. Nothing at all. This place was a wreck. It was a disaster. It was disgusting. It's filthy. There was still, excuse me, there was still damage done. In fact, two of the bedroom ceilings had holes in them where somebody was in, like there must have been an attic and they put their foot through, by mistake or something. So I had two holes into the bedrooms. There was, termite damage, old termite damage, where it should have been seen a long time ago, when the rental company should have walked through the places after, tenants left. And I was never notified. I mean, it was just horrific, honestly. I was so pissed off at the state of the house and the fact that the house was supposed to be handed over to me, like about 2 days later, supposedly on their timeline, and it was like nothing had been touched. And the reason I was there early is because, like I said, or I might not have said, I lost my train of thought, but I had to get utilities turned on for the house, so that's why I got the key to be able to check it out. Um, so I was really really irritated about that, and then I did need to move some stuff over into the house, and this is about, I don't know, Monday. So I don't know. This has probably been about 9 days in from September, and the cleaning crew is here. And they happened to be here when I came in, and none of the repairs are done at this point still. But there's a cleaning crew in, and they were contracted out by the property management company. They weren't actually part of them, so I mean, it's like no point in getting mad at them. But they were saying that they had no idea that they were supposed to be cleaning the place until like the day before, and they told property management company that they needed to call and pest control out there because there's an infestation. And the management company said, "Why?" And the cleaning crews told them, "There's a roach infestation here. We don't want to take this stuff back." And to tell you the caliber of the management company, apparently I had working for me, they told the cleaning crew, "Well, just clean the place up to where it doesn't look like there's any problems." And that's a red flag. That's just terrible. When they told me that, I was absolutely livid. And so I was going to obviously I'm going to be taking my other properties away from them to go find another management company. In fact, last week I went to check them out, and I saw the state that they were in, and it was terrible. I just basically it was in the state that this house was in, if not worse. So yeah, that's not good. So some of the damages that was done, I told you the termite damage. It took them to have their maintenance guys come patch the holes in a roof. It took them 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, I mean, for a week and a half, we had pretty much already been moved in, and there's holes in the roof, or not the roof. I'm sorry, the ceiling, which is it sucks. It really sucks. Front door, the glass in the front door had a hole in it. There was what do you call it? Part of the door, the wood had kind of rotted and been kicked off, like where it felt like I should kind of feel like I should sleep in the living room just to make sure nobody tries to come in. Uh, the sink, the cabinet, in the sink in one of the bathrooms. Somebody apparently was smoking. One of the tenants was smoking, which they're not supposed to do as part of the contract. But they had put their lit cigarette down around the sink, and many times, and they would put the cigarette down in different spots. So around the sink, almost like in a real nasty sunflower pattern, there was nicotine stains slash burns all around the sink. It's just absolutely disgusting. Um, there was black mold in the bathroom that apparently somebody, and I'm guessing with how the rental company was, I'm guessing they just painted over it because you could see it coming through. So I mean, there's just a plethora of other things that was terribly wrong and broken with this house. And this whole time, I've just been sitting here, basically putting the house back together again. Yeah, it's so for a month and a half, I've just been home garden television this house up. It was just disgusting. The house is like looking pretty good now. It's definitely livable. There's still quite a bit of stuff to do to it. Yard's dead filled with trash, cigarette butts. They try to make a fire pit in the backyard out of cinder blocks. I'll have it, and they just tried to, try to burn stuff in the back. The list goes on and on. There was roof damage actually on the roof. In fact, that one of the guys, when they finished repairing the ceiling and they painted the ceiling, one of the guys was cleaning the paint gun outside, and I had a roofer over. He's giving me a quote. We were inside, and apparently the guy who was cleaning his paint gun electrocuted himself and did a backflip and landed on his head in my front yard. I didn't know about it till like the roof guy came out, and I heard some kind of yelling commotion outside. I walked out front, and that's when I saw him. Neighbors across the street, they're elderly. They had like a home health care people that go visit their house. So the nurse happened to be leaving and saw what happened and rushed over across the street. And he didn't die, but it he was definitely out of it. he was seeing stars and was very just out of it. It was real scary too because this guy had it was a triple bypass, I think, like uh, earlier in the year or just last year, something like that. It was just absolute ridiculous stuff. So I mean, I'm just this whole experience has been such a strain. That's why also I haven't been looking for a job is because the whole time I've had people in and out working on stuff. I've been working on stuff. I don't trust anyone being here without somebody while we're trying to fix stuff because all of our stuff's here. I mean, I still have a large majority of stuff in storage, but you know, for the most part, we're all moved in with all the main stuff. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I need to. I think I said in the last video. I need to actually find another job because my wife's been pulling the load lately. She's been the one working as I've been putting the house back together again. But I've kind of reached the ceiling of my budget on the repairs of the house, and it's kind of having to put some stuff still on hold that we need to do. I mean, like I said, there's still quite a bit of stuff, but we're having to put stuff on hold and kind of start doing it as more money comes in because I've spent a lot of money um, getting the house to the state it's in now. And I mean, a lot of money, with still a lot more to go. So I don't know how much I actually want to be able to play. It's not that I don't want to play. It's just since I'm not working and my wife is, I feel a bit guilty working or playing the game while my wife is basically carrying the financial load. So I mean, I still will play and get some videos up. I've got plans for videos. Obviously, I just a list of stuff I want to do, but I don't have the free time. Well, I do have the free time, but I don't feel comfortable spending a lot of free time playing the games. But I have put stuff in for jobs, so hopefully something will come up. Another thing is since this is a new area, got to figure out like childcare stuff because I got to make it work. If I get a job, I got to make it where it works with my kiddo, dropping her off, picking her up, stuff like that, working around the job. Because right now, what we're going to do is, since my wife got her degree, she's going to be the priority. She needs to whatever her job she needs to do, that needs to happen, and I need to work around that, which is fine. But that's really what's been going on. Uh, it's just a pretty nightmarish move and what have you. It sucks, but it is what it is. I can't wait to get a new property management company. The thing is because the other houses are in disarray. I don't, and we spent all the money that we're going to spend here for now. I've got other houses I've got to fix as well, so I'm gonna have to put in a lot of sweat equity just to get those going. So what sucks is I'm not going to be getting rent from those properties to help supplement some of the income. So that really sucky. So word of advice: if you can get rental properties, it's really good supplemental income, especially whenever you're going to retire. Because I don't really trust 401k. It's just like a savings plan. But I like the idea of that mailbox money. But if you do, you need to make sure you have, if you don't want to do it, which I don't recommend unless it's something you want to do, you need to have a really good property management company or you will get hosed. I mean, yeah, it's just how it is. Um, on another side note, I actually ended up buying a PlayStation 5. I wanted one. My brothers had one, and I had some PlayStation 4 games, and they apparently some of the games PlayStation 5 automatically updates for free to the PlayStation 5 version. And so I went ahead and bought a PS5. I enjoy console games. I do. I enjoy playing with the family, my brothers on those things as well. Um, So even though I will be playing my PS5 now, I got one, so you do that. I'm not going to be forgetting about EverQuest. So don't worry about that, y'all. There will still be EverQuest content coming up. But anyway, I think I will call this into the video. Sorry, this has been not like a proper um, episode for anything, but it's just I felt like telling y'all what's been going on. Really, I know some of y'all kind of wondered about it, but there you go. That's the long and skinny of it all. Well, guys, y'all take care. Have a great day, and I will speak to y'all in the next video. Bye now.